What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a full comparison between the AYANEO NEXT II and the Xbox Ally X, two of the hottest handheld gaming PCs in the market right now. You've probably seen clips and teasers online, so you've asked me which one really comes out on top. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything: specs, screens, performance, battery life, comfort, and ultimately, I'll tell you which one I think is the better choice for most gamers. In the meantime, let me know in the comments about your opinions. Device basics. Let's break down these machines. So, what exactly are these devices? The Xbox Ally X is Microsoft's premium handheld collaboration with Asus. It's basically a Windows-powered gaming handheld built to give your Xbox and PC game access in a handheld form factor. The Ally X sits around a $999 price point when you can find it in stock, and has been praised as a flagship handheld experience that feels comfortable and polished out of the box. The AYANEO NEXT II, on the other hand, is AYANEO's latest push at what they call a true flagship Windows handheld. It's targeting hardcore gamers and enthusiasts who want laptop-level power in a handheld form. It hasn't been fully released yet. Pricing is expected to be significantly higher than the Ally X, likely above $2,000, and it comes with specs that are wild even compared to desktop-class hardware. Under the hood, peek at the hardware and performance. Let's talk performance because that's where these two take very different directions. The Xbox Ally X packs an AMD Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme processor combined with 24GB of LPDDR5X memory and a 1TB SSD. That chip is designed specifically for handheld gaming. It's an 8-core, 16-thread APU with RDNA 3.5 graphics, capable of driving most modern games well on its 7-inch panel. It's optimized so that thermal and power efficiency are balanced well for handheld use, and real-world reviewers note that the frame rate stays strong on a lot of AAA games without the system getting absurdly hot. Now, let's compare that with the AYANEO NEXT II, which takes a very different approach. This machine uses an AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 APU, essentially one of the most powerful mobile chips AMD has ever made, and it has more cores, more threads, more GPU capability, and a much higher power ceiling. Spec-wise, we're talking about a processor capable of up to 85 watts TDP, and an RDNA 3.5 Radeon graphics component designed to compete with laptop-class performance. That translates into far more headroom when pushing graphically demanding games or multitasking. But here's the key point that I want to emphasize. Raw performance on a spec sheet doesn't always equate to the best real-world experience. The Next II's high power and thermal output mean it's going to generate heat and drain battery faster than the more optimized Ally X. So while the Next II may be more powerful, that power comes with trade-offs you'll feel in everyday usage. We'll get into that a little later. Screen quality. What you see matters. Now, let's talk about what you see on screen, because this is one of the biggest visual differences between the two devices. The Xbox Ally X uses a 7-inch 1080p IPS panel with a 120Hz refresh rate and variable refresh rate (VRR). It gets the job done. It's bright, responsive, and easy to see in most lighting conditions. It's a great screen for gaming, but it's still an IPS panel. The AYANEO NEXT II goes way bigger. It has a 9.06-inch OLED display with 2400 by 1504 resolution and refresh rates up to 165 Hz. The OLED panel gives deeper blacks, richer colors, and higher contrast compared to IPS. It's genuinely a beautiful screen and feels almost like holding a mini tablet that happens to have gaming controls built in. So if your priority is visual immersion and screen quality, the Next II takes a clear lead. But remember that the larger, high-refresh OLED doesn't come free. It uses more power and makes the handheld physically bigger on top of the battery trade-offs we'll talk about next. Battery life and portability reality check. Battery life is incredibly important for handhelds, right? The whole point is being portable. The Xbox Ally X includes an 80 watt-hour battery. In practice, that gives you a couple of solid hours on demanding titles, and longer if you tone down settings or play less intensive games. That balance of battery and performance is one of the reasons many reviewers have praised it as a well-rounded handheld. Now, the AYANEO NEXT II goes huge with a 115 watt-hour battery. Currently one of the largest capacities ever put in a handheld PC. But here comes the tricky part. Because that Next II battery is so large, it pushes past airline regulations for carry-on electronics in many regions. This means in the US, UK, and Europe, you may have to get approval before you can fly with it or even check it with ground staff. That's not a huge deal if you only game at home, but for people who travel a lot, it's something you have to think about. And just having a bigger battery doesn't automatically mean longer gameplay. That powerful APU and giant OLED screen can drink through juice fast. So you might not see battery life that's dramatically better than the Ally X under heavy gaming loads. That's the part that surprises a lot of people when they hear 115 WH is huge. Controls and comfort. How they feel to hold. Another big part of the experience is how the device feels in your hands and how the controls respond. The Xbox Ally X feels familiar almost instantly. The layout and grip are basically like having an Xbox controller built into a handheld. If you're used to console controllers, this is a huge comfort advantage. It just feels natural when you pick it up. The AYANEO NEXT II takes a more PC-centric design approach. It still has high-quality joysticks and triggers, Hall effect sticks, dual-mode triggers, floating 8-way D-pad, and more buttons. But the layout will feel different if you're coming from consoles. It's not inherently worse, but it may take a minute or two to get used to. For seasoned PC handheld fans who love customization, that's a plus. For casual gamers who just want that plug-in-and-play natural feel, it can be a bit unfamiliar. Software and gaming experience. Windows and the UI layer. Both devices run Windows 11, which means you have access to pretty much every PC game launcher you want. Steam, Epic Games, Xbox Game Pass, you name it. Also leans into custom Xbox full-screen interface that makes navigating games, friends lists, and services feel more like a console experience than a traditional desktop. That's a big part of why a lot of people feel so comfortable using it on the go. The AYANEO NEXT II goes pure Windows with a custom launcher called AYASpace. It's powerful and flexible, giving you a lot of control over performance profiles and system behavior. But with that freedom comes complexity. If you like tinkering with settings, drivers, and configurations, it's great. If you want a set-and-play handheld UI like a console, it's more work to get it there. Real-world impressions. What people are saying. Now, I want to give you a sense of what people actually think when they talk about these devices online. Users discussing the Next II often praise its performance and large, vivid OLED screen, calling it exactly the kind of powerhouse handheld they were hoping for. But there's also skepticism. Folks are pointing out the potentially very high price, the size and weight, and the air travel battery restriction issues as real downsides. And some have expressed concerns about AYANEO's customer support and delivery reliability, telling me it's not as polished as bigger brands. Meanwhile, conversations around the Xbox Ally X emphasize how comfortable and balanced it feels in daily use. People talk about how it feels solid in hand and how integrated the Xbox ecosystem is, making it feel like a true portable gaming device rather than just a mini PC. That familiarity, especially for console players, is a big selling point. My honest take. So, which one wins? Alright, now for the part you really came here for. If I'm being honest, for most gamers, the Xbox LIX is the smart buy. It hits a great balance of performance, battery life, comfort, ergonomics, and software polish, all at a price that's more approachable than what we expect the Next 2 to be. This is a handheld you can pick up, play, and feel at home with right away. Now, that's not to say the AYANEO Next 2 isn't impressive. It's insanely powerful, has a gorgeous screen, and pushes handheld specs into territory most laptops can't touch. But that power comes at a cost. Battery life that won't necessarily be better in real-world gaming, airline hassles if you travel, and a likely very high price tag. For hardcore enthusiasts who want maximum horsepower and don't care about portability or price, it's exciting. But for the average person who wants a great handheld gaming experience, the Xbox LIX is the better rounded choice. Thanks for watching, everyone.